Morning everyone, Jan Fursdon here from Fursdon House. I have my latest journal I'd like to share with you, and this will be for sale in my Etsy shop. This is a rather large baby. You can see there she's got about a 3 1/4 inch spine, and this is an Edith Holden botanical journal. And when I say Edith Holden, I only use the original pages. There are no photocopies. And most of the artwork in there is from the book, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. But there are some from the book, The Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady. So there might be a few in there that you're not used to seeing. The books are getting outrageously expensive, unfortunately, which of course translates into a higher journal cost. But I love her work, and I'll continue to make them. And this will be it'll be a while before I make another one of these. I think the next one I make will be from the Nature Notes one. I just purchased 2 of those books, and I thought, oh, haven't seen some of these. It's different views, some completely different pictures, and some that are the same pictures but perhaps from a different view. It's a different painting of it. So I think that'll be my next foray into Edith Holden, but it's going to be a while because I don't want to get bored with it. So this one is it for a bit. I put on this on the spine this vintage brooch. I thought it was perfect. I wasn't going to put anything on the spine. I wanted it kind of left unadorned with just this beautiful fabric on here. But I thought, no, it's perfect, and it's dried flowers, real dried flowers from about the 1970s. And I just thought it was perfect for this type of book. And as you can see, this beautiful fabric, it's just about the last I have. I think I have about a foot left. I just love it. It looks like an old tapestry. And oh goodness, I wish I had more, but nope, it's going by the wayside too. Like I said, I've got maybe a foot left. The dimensions are about 7 inches wide by almost 9.5. And it's a 3 1/4 inch spine. It's got 3 signatures, and lots of fabric tabs. And I've also put in some charms. There's about 7 different charms. Most of them are heart charms, which you'll see as we're going through the book. And then one is a little key. The little key has a heart shape in it here. And then there's the lock. And then there's one here that goes with something else. So, but it was going to be plainer without any of these fabric tabs. And I was almost done, ready to, put it in its cover. And then I watched Mrs. Cogg's video on her fairy journal that she did about 3 or 4 months ago. If I remember, I'll put the link below. And I thought, oh my gosh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Because she used a lot of these fabric tabs and things. And I thought, well, okay, that's it. So we went back in and we had a blast making tabs. So, what can I say? It would have laid flat, except for, now this is here, it won't lay completely flat, but still. Alrighty, here we go. Make sure I'm in focus here and in the view. It is a hardcover. Yep. And the hardcover front and back are actually the actual cover from the book, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. And as you can also see, I've done a bookmark here. I try and save absolutely everything of these books because they are so expensive. And I thought, well, I'm going to make a bookmark out of this, Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. And so I'm literally reusing the book. So front and back covers, and there's the reverse. I just thought it made a really neat bookmark because it's nice and tall, because the pages are nice and large. So there's that. And again, let me make sure I'm in focus here. Here's the front cover. And I've just used the same picture twice and made a pocket over it. And then this is just a letter that goes to the buyer or the purchaser, whatever you want to call them. And put that in there. And this is a picture from one of the softbound books that I have. About 2 years ago, I found some softbound oversized paperbacks, and I bought however many I did, And I'm making my way through those as well. But that's from the actual cover, so you can see it's a little bit shinier. But it's a beautiful picture of her. That's about 1910, 1912, I believe. And then on the reverse, I've just put this stamp, "This book belongs to," so that you can personalize it yourself. I thought that'd be a nice thing to have in there. Okay, so let's get started. As you see, lots of fabrics. I almost wanted to call it a boho journal, but not quite. Maybe it's a boho wannabe. And you can see a lot of this trim that I've used. This is my favorite trim. And this is the first time I actually glued it on, but then I also sewed it on top. So I really wanted it to stay, and I wasn't sure, being this close to the edge, because I wanted it to overlap. I wasn't sure that glue was going to hold it completely. So I did both. And here's our first. As I said, everything in here is, they're literal, the original pages that I actually cut up. I don't do any photocopies or anything. And other than my own pressed flowers, there's no other artwork in here except from those two books of Edith Holden. So here we have my favorite bees. I love these bees. And I got this idea from my friend Carol in England. And she had done a fabulous Edith Holden journal for me. And she used bees up here, but I thought, no, I don't want to use up all my bees. So I used butterflies. And it literally just, it's kind of like a floating thing. And then you put them down in these two little photo holders. And there you have it. So I really like that idea. So I wanted to emulate that, i.e. copy it. Oh, goodness. What can I say? I've done a lot of fussy cutting. I enjoy fussy cutting. Oddly enough, I find it very relaxing. I know some people think I'm nuts, but I do. I enjoy fussy cutting. You can't really pay attention to anything else. You cut your fingers off, and it's slow and methodical, and you just do it. And so here we have a pocket, and then I'm not sure if you can tell, but the bird here is raised. I cut it out from another. It was actually on this side of the same picture, but I wanted a narrower pocket, so I just moved the bird over. Artistic license, I think is what that's called, but it is raised there. And then I've just put in this large journal card from the month of April with her beautiful irises and the dragonfly there. Nice lot of journaling space I've included in here. More fussy cutting here, and some of that yummy fabric tab that I've used. Whoops, lay down there, you. And here we have some more tabs. And everything has been coffee and tea dyed. I use a mixture of coffee and tea, and I give them sort of a bath in it. And I won't put everything back, but some of them I will. This one was I think it was Carol's idea from England as well, where she used one picture here and the same picture here going in, and I thought that was really neat. And then putting on the top here a cutout from just words and things, and I thought, I really like that, so I emulated that too. And this is just a blank card, and I've got a little charm there. So, pop him right back in there. Here we have, I've got the sniffles today because I've got allergies going on like crazy. Fussy cutting, the little violets. And we have two cards here. This is to a mouse. Oh, it was kind of cute. And this one's the shrew. A shrew mouse or an erd shrew. And again, space there to journal on. Fussy cutting there. So, there we go. And that is a antique button. That is a button made from bone. They actually made buttons initially from bone and shell. And so that's what that one is. And then you have the little charm here of the key and the lock. More fussy cutting here. I've done stenciling. I enjoy the stenciling. I don't like it really dark because I don't want it to interfere with the writing, but it also takes care of those bare pages. I have this thing about bare. You should see how I decorate my house. It's quite not bare. Here we have a large journal card with some vintage lace here. More fussy cutting here. Space there. And this one, I've just Put a hinge here. Even the hinge comes from the pages, the waste pages that I have. I save every bit of that book, and the hinge is actually made from the book as well. Beautiful picture there. And then here we have, you have in here the, it's a pocket, a large pocket. And then inside, whoops, there we go. Give it some fabric trim here. And reverse, and it literally opens up into a large journal space. And then here, I've just put this in. It had a lot of space on the back, and I thought perfect for writing. This is the front page, or one of the front pages of the smaller paperback, oversized paperback books of the Country Diary. And it just fit right in there, and I thought that was really cool. I'm just going to lay them all in here for right now. Pocket here with all the different titles of it, and a little bit of fabric here, lace. These are, again, antique buttons, all made from bone. A little bit of fussy cutting and some fabric there. Fussy cutting. And in the middle of each signature, it does have 3 signatures. In the middle of each signature, I have put just 2 pages. I didn't want to cover them up. I just wanted you to be able to see the beauty of her artwork. So I haven't cut them up, or added anything to it, rather. I did, other than this, I did do the fussy cutting of that. And I love these little leaves. It's a little cutout, and it comes with a little tiny stem, and I cut that off because that's too fussy. It's not reinforced enough, and it would come off, so I just cut it off and then use it for that. Okay, fussy cutting here. One of the little charms, a little heart charm there. This is, let's see, how do I get this up? I have to remember how to do these things. I've got Velcro to hold it down, and it just literally opens up like that. Now, some people put these in and they're stationary, they're glued in, but to me it's kind of difficult to write on, so I just put it in loose, and then that way you can take it out and use it the way you want. And it just literally closes up. And again, that's a leaf from her book. Pocket here, another tag. A double corner pocket. And this is from the book there, a little bit of fussy cutting. And large journaling card. So again, anytime I take space away from you, I want to be able to give it back to you, or try to at any rate. That's that. Fabric accordion ribbon. More fabric here. Fussy cutting. Did a little booklet here. Space to write in. And I've just added this little thing about to autumn. Just a neat little, slides right in there under that belly band. Fabric applique. This is the cover of that book, the oversized paperback. It's literally from there to there, and that was on the cover. It's the same cover as on some of the hardback ones, but there was lots of space on it, so I thought, well, we're not going to waste that. But now you know what the actual book looks like. And then on the reverse was this, a large journal card. As you can tell, I love these green leaves. What can I say? I make flowers on them sometimes, or sometimes I put buttons. It's just fun. Here we have something that my sweet friend Angie taught us in an art retreat 2 years ago. And it's using 2 envelopes that you move up slightly, one slightly higher than the other, and then you sew across, and then you've got these 4 pockets. And in the 4 pockets, you do little cards. So each one has a card there. Make sure I'm still in focus. I hope I am. Each pocket is slightly larger than the other because you've got the larger part of the envelope here. And then I've just put these on front. A little bit of the writing, some pictures. And again, those are using envelopes. I think next time I'm going to do it, instead of using envelopes, which I rarely have on hand, I'm going to just take 2 pieces of paper and fold them over and sew them up so I get the same effect. And I think that'll work just as well. Because the large envelopes I tend never to have around. So, fussy cutting here. Get this undone there. Buttons, and this unfolds here. And again, you can see the hinge is made from the book. And have this card, or tag rather. And then I've just put in some loose pages so that I figure if you want, you can cut them up yourself and use them for ephemera, or you can just keep them as is. I wanted to give you a little bit more latitude into doing what you like to do. Close that down here, stay in there. Here we have a large tag. Sweet little buttons. Bindweed. Now I think that is what we call morning glory. I think. It looks just like it. So that might be what they call it there in England. Fussy cutting here and more yummy trim. More fussy cutting. I did a lot. But it was enjoyable. Here we have a tag. More of my trim. And these are some of my flowers. This is dianthus. This is from this year's batch. And it just pops right down in the little pocket. And pops right down there. And then that is an orchid, also from our, not our garden, but from pots of orchids. My husband loves orchids. So, there's that. That's a white one, as you can see. A little bit of fussy cutting here. Here we have a large pocket that I've made. It's actually a double pocket. And here is a postcard. And this particular picture comes from the Nature Notes book. But it fit perfectly down in there, and I'm like, yay! And here are 2 more of my little flowers. This is Pincushion, and this is Tea Rose. And the thing about the tea rose, you can see, obviously, that it's a red one, or dark pink, whatever you want to say. But, interestingly enough, it grows out of a cream-colored tea rose bush. It's like, they just managed to get grafted together, I guess. Little fabric flower here. This is something, as a tip, these flowers, I purchased them, and they came with this great big, like a false or a faux pearl, and of course that adds bulk, and heaven knows I can get bulky enough without needing any help. So I just removed the pearl, and I didn't like it there anyway. And it comes apart, but then you just, you know, glue it all down or sew it all down. That's what I did. I just sewed the center of it and got all 3 pieces, and then just glued it on there. Fussy cutting here. Here's the middle of the neck signature, and has just a page by itself. More of the little leaves. I think I got the leaf idea from Mrs. Cogg as well. I love her work. She's just fabulous. Little heart charm. And there's the reverse. Butterfly. Fussy cutting. Large pocket here. Blackberries. And here we have, there. I had some large fussy cutting that I had done, and I thought, well, how in the world am I going to get these on the page? So this one, obviously, I put on the actual page from the book. Gave you space to write on. There's a little dragonfly up there. Waste not, want not. And then this one, I thought I'm just going to put him straight onto the page. You can write up here if you want, but I just thought he looked neat. And this was on the back here. And this is just a little booklet. Little leaves. Put that down in there, and then I've just fussy cut him and put him on there. Here we have a pocket. It's one sheet of paper that you actually can come up with 5 pockets, and I've just decorated it with words from the book. Butterfly. There's the one pocket here. And then you have, let me show you this way, and that way you can see it better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pockets. It's really neat. At least I think it is. And it's just one sheet of paper, and you just fold it a certain way. And I'm like, that is so cool. Alright, you get down in there. Depending on their height, did I put the right one? Yeah, no, you need to go in the back. Depending on their height is the order I put them in, because the lower pockets are not as deep. See, that one's this one. Fussy cutting here and some leaf applique. This is from my friend Carol, and I just added the little star grommet and some seam binding there. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And here we have another fold, and this one is also a 5-pocket fold, again using one sheet of paper. Here's your first pocket, and then I've just put down here, and then these birds are called stone chats. Odd name, but hey, what can I say? And then we have different tags here. Okay. And I'll tell you what, we'll start from the back because that's easier. I purchased some whale tail tabs that were already cut out some time ago, about a year ago. I thought, well, I need to use them. So I thought, right, I'm going to use them. Let's see, this one's shorter. Put that one in there. And this I made, oh goodness, I made this about 6 months ago. Forgot all about it. Forgot that I had it. And it's just pages on top of pages. Space to write on here. It's my first effort ever at trying to do that. Some of it's a little crooked, but what can I say? I am not perfect. That's the joy of working with journals. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be personal. And that is amazing that we can do that. I love this whole idea of these journals. Fussy cutting. Here we have a large tag. I think this one was made by my friend Carol too. Yes, it was, because I remember that being on there. Or was it Andy that did it? Oh goodness, the brain. I just can't remember much. I've just added this little fussy cutting thing on the outside here. So you can have another bookmark, or you can just use it as a spot to journal on. Okay. Now this one did not come from either one of those books. This one came from the, what's it called? The, oh goodness, I'm looking at it right now. I can't see. It's the Country Diary Christmas book. And in it, there was this picture. It's a coconut. And you put out coconuts and the birds eat them. But of course, you know, you have to crack it open so the birds can get in it. Well, this one just cracked me up because it's a bird that's got its head stuck down in the coconut. Not a sight you see every day. And I thought, that's just hilarious. And it was perfect fit for this little envelope. And again, I just made this envelope using a page. And we tuck little things in there for more writing space. All right, get in there. This. I've just used a Velcro closure. This is Greek mustard from Fort Worth, Texas. This is some of what I've done, my own pressed flowers. And I thought, well, you can just sit right in there too. Here we have a tag, fussy cutting here. And here, this is a little envelope that I made using, yes, Edith Holden pages. Get up there, you. A little tiny bird here. A little card there. Well, what can I put on something this small? And I like to put inspirational quotes, Bible quotes, even little dates that I want to remember, like a special anniversary or something like that. Fussy cutting on the pocket. Beautiful fabric. I don't know where I got this piece from, but I just love it. And I wish I had a bolt of it, or at least a yard or something, but I don't. I have this one piece. Okay, you're going. And then there's another charm. Fussy cutting here. Now this was made, I believe, by my friend Andy in Louisiana. Hi, Andy. And it opens up like so. And I thought that was so cool. I just have to emulate it. And I kept it, some people might glue this down so that, you know, you're pulling it open like this, but to me that is extremely hard to write on. So I keep mine loose, and I just made a little pocket here, or not a pocket, but like a belly band low on the page. And there you have it. Fussy cutting here. My friend Carol made this from England. I made another one. It took me forever to figure this out. You think it's nice and simple, but the brain did not want to catch on. It was so sweet. When she did that journal for me, there were several pieces left over that I could use, and I loved them. This is called Henbit Dead Nettle. Henbit Dead Nettle. Here in Madison in April of this year. And I love it. It's also called Giraffe's Head because of these little things coming up. And if you ever look in a field that's sort of empty, except it looks like a mass of purple flowers, tiny, tiny flowers, as you can see. And they're all over the place. And they're in the yards, they're in fields, everywhere. And every now and then you'll see a field that is just full of them, and it's so pretty. And I don't know why I never thought to press them until now, but okay, better late than never. And I've just used a button there that I've been hoarding. And here is the center of that third signature. Yummy fabric. You can see all that detail on there. Just yummy, yummy, yummy. Fussy cutting here. Cut this out and put it in the middle there. Fussy cutting. A double pocket again. I've added, the trick is to line this up so it kind of makes sense. It's the same page, so you have to have, of course, more than one book. And then I just did the fussy cutting of this flower. And then we have this tag, little butterfly there. It goes in here. And this one is Crimson Clover, Fort Worth, Texas. As we were driving to Fort Worth to visit my daughter this spring, there were fields of this. Now it's crimson. Now it looks purple here, and it dries or presses, and it turns darker and gets purple. But it was the most beautiful crimson color, and it was masses of it all over Mississippi. Just driving along the highway, it was just amazing on the interstate. And then we also found some in Texas, in Fort Worth. Not nearly as much, but it was just so beautiful. in Mississippi. It was just goodness, near Corinth. And it's just, oh, I was amazed because I'd never seen it before. I've done a belly band literally by cutting out the mushrooms, toadstools, whatever you want to call them. And I've just done some pages here with the toadstools on the pages. I thought that turned out kind of cool. I was like, I wanted to do something with it unusual, and it behaved itself. It let me do it. Here we have, this is a sheet from the smaller paper-bound book. And that is a purple azalea. That's from last year. I need to hurry up and use them. Just space to journal on. Some real pretty trim. And then another little heart charm. And then on the reverse are the, these are large cabinet frame. They're called cabinet cards. And these were frames by Nikki Adigan. And she created some larger ones for me that I fell in love with, and I've used them a lot. And that is goldenrod, and it's perfect. I've reinforced everything so you can journal on the back of this, and it just went right there. Vintage buttons. We have that. I love this fabric. It's raised. It's so pretty. And this is another one of those large fussy cutting things. And I thought, how in the world am I going to get that on the page? And I thought, wait, I think I can do a pocket. So what I did, this was the one full page, and it was in September, obviously, and there's September 1st, September 7th, and September 22nd. So I just cut them all out separately, and then just, you know, I was like, yes, I got it all to work. And then just used it as a sideways belly band. I was very pleased with that. I was like, yay. And I fiddle with it. What can I say? And here I've included, again, 2 pages that you can cut out yourself if you wish. These are original pages. Or you can just keep them and look at the beauty of them. I'm always thrilled with her work. She was an amazing artist. And then I've taken this page and fussy cut it. I reinforced the pockets because I don't want them, well, I want them reinforced. I don't want them so thin that they might tear. So all the pockets that have been fussy cut, they've been reinforced. And then just some buttons here. Here we have the back page. And then there's my maker's mark. And then this is my, I call them writing boards. And so pretty. Hard. And what you do, say you want to write on some paper or something. Well, this one will be a good example. If you're wanting to write on this part, you know, it's kind of lumpy in here. So if you take this, it makes it a solid surface to write on. So it just makes it a lot easier. And I've left it loose. You can put it wherever you wish. But it's great to just put behind like so. And again, I call them writing boards. So I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said, I had a lot of fun. I always have fun doing Edith Holden. But toward the end, when I started adding the tabs, that's when it really got fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can use this one, I can use that one. And I did. I enjoyed it. So I hope you're all having a blessed day. Again, this is, it will be for sale in my Etsy shop. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Please let me know if you have any questions. I do create journals, what do you call it, special requests. I do that on occasion. But if you have any questions, let me know. I love hearing from you. And have a blessed week and a blessed day. Take care.